Alrighty, I am believing we are live again. Please bear with any noise you may hear in the background. It is the middle of the day. Let's refresh the old chat there. Oh man. Additionally, still feeling under the weather. So, I don't sound like my usual nasally self. I'm just gonna try to check. Alright, everything's looking top nooch. I was doing a little bit of reading, and there is a special machine gun. Somewheres around here. Well, I wanted to bring up the Steam overlay. Shit. Ugh. I don't want to watch a YouTube video of it, and that's, well, there. Bunch of nasty gorilla taps. Alright. Let's look at this picture right here. Okay, I can see where that's at. It'd be right in here. So maybe we... I don't want to fast travel straight to the event center because... reasons. That might end poorly for me, you know what I mean? End up fast traveling like right in the middle of everything. So we'll walk like a normal person. Plus, I really like the environment. Like, it looks nice. Stitched up, man. It's not feeling good after that. See, this is why we don't just fast travel everywhere. You'll miss out on things like this. Jesus. The environment just is super pretty. It's about straight north from here. There, look at that. All sorted out. There's the puppy. Yeah, it's right in here. Ooh. That is a lot of primals. I happen to have a tool just for this kind of situation. We're gonna go ahead and do this little thing though. I'm not coming down, you silly monkeys. See, they're a little too far. I am just not excited about going down there to see them. I don't know if that other one's a primal too or not. Ow. Oh, there. Tactical shit gun. Alright. That's all sorted out. That, by the way, could have gone really bad for us there. So I'm very much happy it didn't. I didn't realize this thing was, you know, in one of these places. For the corporate commander. See, that's cool and everything, but my experiences with the previous shotgun. No. 30. Oh, holy shit, this thing does way more damage. RPM 610, this one. Slightly slower, that's actually super desirable. You know, trading not a lot of really RPM for a significant boost in damage. That's some good shit. These are all people already murdered. Now, see, what I need to do is go sleep for a few days so that Bounty can fuck off. I've been down here already, I think. Maybe? Yeah. And if I'm lucky, I can just... We'll give it 3 days from, like, right now. So, like, 2 more. Like, 2 more days, so it'll be 3 more rest cycles now. So now it's been 48 hours. One more. Now we should, maybe, according to them, be okay. Oh, man. It said come back in a few days. So let's just find this corporate guard.
Got my sights on you.
Good, good. I mean, he doesn't seem upset. Let's look at my reputation with these people. So it says negative, but they're apparently neutral at the moment. I'm going to pretend to have learned my lesson about stealing seemingly inconsequential items. No matter how appealing it seems. Oh, man.
The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir. You asked why it's taking so long to fix. The answer's technical.
Yeah.
Don't apologize. Just try using small words for me.
The can's bust open in the oven because she's set to cook saltuna, which isn't what we've got. Mr. Thompson? I think there's someone here to see you.
Focus, Miss Holcomb. You and I are still talking. Let's start over. Walk me through the process. Show me where it's going awry.
Well, sure. It's, mostly on account of what we're feeding into the mechanism.
It puts food in cans. We have food, we have cans. Why won't it work like we need?
She's expecting saltuna of a certain size. We're filling the cans with, well, not fish.
That seems sinister.
Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself. You were saying, Miss Holcomb.
It's just what Bess needs is a proper refurbish. I can bandage her up and what all, but she's just old. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'll do better.
And I do wish you'd stop referring to our cannery as Bess. Personification of company property is strictly contrary to the Spacer's Choice Code of Conduct. My apologies. I am not in the habit of allowing my guests to witness such a row. Now, what can I do for you? I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform. Of course not. I don't have that kind of luck.
Yeah, that's right, you
Seems
little
I
son
allowed
of a
my
bitch.
excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
Yeah, little bitch ass.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process. My proposition benefits the both of us. Please, hear me out. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down,
That
you
seems
have
easy
their
enough to
regulator
me.
and be along on your way. That's right, you've been there. Good. That gives me hope. I have nothing against Adelaide and her followers, you see. The people living in the botanical labs. They're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home. Good Lord, no, I don't want you killing anyone, least of all them. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town.
All right.
My
we'll
dad
do it.
told me all about the plant. Taught me all he knew. I could come in
Fuck
useful.
yeah. Let's go, lady.
I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you. You will need an administrative passcode in order to enter the plant. I am trusting you with mine, and trusting Miss Holcomb to guide you if you'd like.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that.
Perfect.
Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help.
Our very
It was a lot
first
to ask,
companion.
I know.
Parvatia's in my party. Armor. That's kind of cool looking. Do need to repair some of my busted up duds.
Hey, mister, can we talk? Sorry. Can we talk? Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale.
If I wanted to deal with nuance, I wouldn't be this heavily armed.
To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left. Miss McDevitt? Oh, gosh, no. She was a real important person. A flavorist. Made all the food taste decent. She used to work up in the big office with Mr. Thompson. All I know is she left after her son died. It was a real big to-do. I could hear them both yelling clear from my own place. I don't know anybody well. I mostly listened to them talk, kept my head down. There was a boy named Thomas who used to follow me around, asking questions about the stuff I fixed. He was real sweet to me. Not any sort of dissident. Can't say as I know. I wasn't there. The sound carried, but not the words. If Mr. Thompson ain't of a mind to tell you his own self, you'd best ask Miss McDevitt, if you can get out to her. Life's hard here. Especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is. The mission's on the east side of town. You can't miss it, on account of it being the only clean thing. Thanks, mister. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
Let's see. Oh, that's some great stuff. Oh, hey. There we go.
Yeah, huh? That's on account of how I never met her.
You came out of her, man.
It's hard to miss what you never knew. I don't ponder it over much. She was in another division of the Spacer's Choice family. She worked in the Vale a few months, sorting the cannery computers. Her contract said any kids she had, expected or not, belonged to her office from the time of conception. So when I was born, I got sent here. Could be. Reckon I'll never know.
Well, I was hoping that maybe she would tell me about her daddy, and I could figure out where, Oh, hey, would you look at that?
Nice.
I guess I didn't learn my lesson very good. I don't, like, even need that stuff. Alright. No, not that one. Not that one. This one. Alright, so there's a third volume somewhere. And Parvati is supposed to know where it is, but I can't seem to talk to her about it. Well, that was the cannery, right? Want to do the journal because I need to. He runs a barber shop here in Edgewater. That would be like this way.
Oh, I cut my own hair. But Conrad sells real good disinfectant.
Please don't touch anything. Your hands are probably crawling
Yeah, I've
with
touched a
germs.
lot of dead bodies.
Physical hygiene recapitulates moral hygiene.
Stuff.
Cleanliness is next to lawfulness.
I can show you my hands,
No,
motherfucker.
Thank you. That's quite all right. I've seen enough body parts in my line of work.
You little fucking
I'm Conrad.
nerd.
You will report to me if your hair fails to meet Spacer's Choice aesthetic standards. You will also
You
report to me
suck
in
my
the event of your
dick.
death, whereupon I will clean and prepare your remains for interment. Ah, gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked about this at length. I thought I'd made it clear my pecuniary situation precludes the necessary restitutions. As broke as pie crust, friend. Bidless, indigent, destitute. I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I expire, I expect Silas to toss my body into a ditch. Edgewater is built on the discipline and sacrifice of its people. Say what you will about our town, but we all pull together. Tell Silas I can't afford to pay, and that I fully expect to have my medical rights revoked for this dereliction. With my apologies. Some time ago, I fell ill with the plague. By the grace of the law, and through my own hard work, I'd proven worthy of treatment. Frankly, I don't imagine I'll earn that right a second time. The barber work hasn't been profitable, you see. I've had to keep this old place running with my own savings. Not a bad idea. But I'd need some kind of collateral. My pair of lucky clippers. No, that won't do. Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid I don't have anything to give Silas. I'm open to suggestions. Much obliged. What can I do for you?
Maybe I have an idea.
You know about Eugene? How?
I just went and read your shit.
Then, you know Phyllis suggested selling off Eugene's gold teeth. I didn't approve of the idea then, and I don't approve of it now.
Well, you're fucking broke, bro.
Eugene's golden teeth were a
You need
family
to figure
heirloom,
something out.
representing 3 generations of poor dental hygiene. He took them to his grave. That's unthinkable. Eugene's body and all rare earth minerals contained therein are solely the property of Spacer's Choice. I can't ask Silas to dig up a man's body and pry a few teeth loose from his jaw just to pay my bills. Can I?
That sounds exactly like what you
Are
can
you
do.
asking rhetorically? Because if you're being serious... Ugh, gross.
Desperate measures, Miss Holcomb. Desperate measures.
That's correct.
I'm going to have to ask Silas to dig up those teeth. It's the only way I'm paying my gravesite fees. Here you are. Gravesite papers affixed with my signature and an IOU.
Perfect. Now, we need to talk to is a guard at the landing pad southeast of Edgewater. And Phyllis is a supervisor at the cannery. So that's south.
Heard something outside the walls.
I'm not allowed in here. Not since the vending machine incident.
Holcomb,
Come
got
in
my
here
eye
anyway.
on you. Miss Holcomb ain't allowed in this establishment. Not since that little incident.
Absolutely. My hands in my pockets. I won't touch anything while we're in here, Mr. Moreau. I promise.
Go right ahead. What, you mean Edgewater? That's a peculiar question. This a test? Am I being tested right now? It's, fine and dandy. Couldn't be happier. Wouldn't want to spend my life working anywhere else. Prettiest little town on Terra 2.
Isn't it? Ugh.
I have every reason to be. I caught a real break working in a place like this. I don't get paid for banter. Was there something you needed?
Yeah, the fucking trade, bro.
Music to my ears.
Maxwell, 63. Should be silver. Easy to sell the junk. Selling all the bullshit. What does this thing do? Yep. We only do drugs that heal us because we're winners. Melee weapon mods. Don't need. Well, you know, that's probably a little short-sighted.
Spacer's Choice, the brand of choice for spacers on a budget.
Oh, never mind. Alright, so we need to go back into the cannery.
Wonder if the plague's ever gonna pass.
Then we're gonna go to the spaceport.
I'm sorry. I'll just be a minute.
You had a minute. Next one comes out of your pay.
Stop the threats, Freddy.
But there's some stuff back here for me to have. Probably, you know. It seems like a place that should have something for me to have. I knew it was. Alright, Phyllis is a supervisor here.
Just gotta keep our heads up.
Oh, that's so gross. That is not tuna. Well, that's where Phyllis is supposed to work. Oh, there you
You
are.
the new worker? Whatever. Make it quick, Tenderfoot. I'm busy. Shit. Silas still on about that. Here, take the fees. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell Reed I was late on my payment. Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with shot himself. I paid the bill. I could do without the sarcasm. Wasn't acting out of the goodness of my heart.
I mean, I wasn't
Law
being
requires
sarcastic.
delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative, which meant me. Shame, though. Eugene was a good worker. Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his desk. We all thought he was an upstanding receptionist. Just between the two of us, I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Spacer's Choice handguns aren't the most reliable. Eugene wasn't family. Yeah, I was the closest living person relative to his body at time of death. I'm the one who found him, you see, so
That's
I pay the
fucking
fine.
lame.
Suicide's a crime. The legal term is irreparable damage to company property. What Eugene did to himself was vandalism.
This is so fucked up.
When one of your workers commits a crime, the entire town pays for it. In other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty hard. Whatever Eugene was worth as an asset, we would have had to pay out of pocket to Spacer's Choice. Look around. Edgewater ain't exactly swimming in luxury. We can't afford to pay the body price of a suicide. All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees, which means he was approved for burial, which means his papers went through, which means the town's in the clear. I'm just glad to put this whole ugly affair behind me. Eugene can rest his
Sounds
bones in
like the
peace.
board
The
needs a
rest of us
fucking
can get on with our
good
own
shooting
lives.
up. This whole place, it just screams, not American. We'll deliver them some democracy. Eventually. It won't be right now, and it won't be pretty. We're gonna get there. Alright, that's the vicar. I'll go talk to him since I'll be transitioning to Emerald Vale anyway.
I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
Yeah, so fucking clean. That's a cool thing you got there, man.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or Vicar Max if you're the sort who prefers brevity. And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Have I seriously already
Just
cut my
tagging
finger
along
open
with
with
the
this
DeSoto.
knife?
Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison. Anything at all. Spiritual counseling? This season's tossball predictions? The quickest way out of town?
What? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away.
Here in a few
I
moments,
can't
I'm gonna have to
imagine
step
what would be
away
so
for a few more
grave as
moments.
to drive her to my
So
mission.
my girls are back from
What has Mr. Thompson
school.
asked you to do? Depriving them of safety from the marauders and wildlife. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart.
Alright, we'll be right back.
Always has, if you believe the talk.
We're back.
They rejected the order of society and live beyond the walls so thoughtfully provided by our Spacer's Choice patrons. Does that strike you as a responsible life choice? Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold. Not if things are left to stand as they are. If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume. The marauders I met when I ventured outside the walls might agree with you. Bastards snuck up on me while I was dutifully hunting for a banned book in a collector's library. Barely escaped with my life. But you see, one of the reasons I transferred here was to get my hands on that heretical text. If you managed to acquire it for me, I'd pay quite a handsome sum for the book. It's a handwritten journal, a faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious?
Oh, cool.
Wonderful.
I was like, I
This is
felt like I've
fantastic.
seen that before.
Well worth all the sacrifices I... Wait. What the fuck is this? Is this French? I can't fucking read French. It's a law-forsaken joke is what it is. French. Ha! I was so high and mighty, preaching to the yokels about following the plan, while fighting it at every turn.
I can't fucking read French. Oh, God. Oh, God, that's fucking hilarious.
Well, yes. But I assure you, it was not for personal gain, only for the greater good. I've spent my life searching for the keys to unlocking the secrets of the universal equation that underlies the plan. I had hoped this book held some of those answers. I became so desperate, I even got myself assigned to this plague-ridden backwater to find the damn thing. All the
Might be
time
my
and
favorite
suffering
character
I've
at the
spent.
settlement right now. What the fuck is this? It's French? I can't fucking read French. Oh, Viker Max, you're awesome. Viker, whatever.
Bakonu, the author, had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan. Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders of the Philosophist School of Thought, so the book is banned in this colony. Please. As if my life should have no greater meaning than proselytizing to a bunch of feeble-minded wretches. Nothing could be more excruciating than discussing the true nature of reality with people who have no interest beyond their next Aetherwave program. But that's neither here nor there. What I need to do now is to find a translator, obviously. But to do that, I'll first need to secure transport.
So,
You have a ship.
yeah.
Perhaps I could make myself of use
Dude,
to your crew.
totally 100% welcome aboard.
Certainly. I already gave you most of my money, but I can offer you free spiritual counseling, and I'd be happy to watch your back. I'm pretty handy with a tossball stick, or any blunt instrument, really. I'm also a passable gun hand, if it comes to that. I can usually talk my way out of conflict, though. Oh, I'm fairly competent at hacking computers as well.
This is awesome. Yeah, sounds awesome.
Fantastic. Let me get my things in order, and I'll catch up with you.
Edgewater's gonna miss you. Folk here always had good things to say about their vicar.
Thank you, Miss Holcomb. I'll be glad for the change of scenery, and to leave this place behind. I shall see you on the ship, Captain, whenever you're ready to leave Emerald Vale.
That's perfect. Oh man. Oh, so good. We're gonna put 6 points into that. Then there's something else we want. We don't really need to worry about engineering a whole lot. Gotta keep working on lock picking and stuff. Oh wait. Apply the changes. Perks. Got that carrying capacity there. Okay. We'll add that. The companion ledger. Keep hers on tech skills and such. Engineering, 100%. So my current engineering after that is 40, not 45, what the fuck is it? 39. Oh man. Vicar Max. That was unexpected kind of quest line right there. I'm really glad that we followed through on that because it was fucking hilarious. And I'm pretty sure that entire conversation netted 2 levels up. Oh yeah. Actually, I kind of already have a weapon for the Vicar right here. This fucking bad boy. Probably shouldn't have sold my melee weapon mods. I'll find more. It'll be okay.
Easy.
We'll go down into the spaceport here in a moment. Or rather, this thing down there. See, that looks... Oh yeah, I need to go down there.
Thank the law. I've been requisitioning backup for months. Guess the boss finally came to his senses. You ever swung a truncheon? Let me see your rifling stance. I want to make sure you're up to snuff. I told Silas I'd pay my dues if he agreed to join the Resistance. Guess this means he's finally heard the calling. I'm talking about mechanical soldier. Cold, heartless automatons made of iron and lies. Just my luck. I ask for backup and the boss sends me one of them simple folk. All right. Listen real close. Auto-mechanicals. Creatures forged in the fires of malevolence. I seen them over by the old power plant. Clattering about. Firing at the birds. orchestrating their uprising. When the swarms of mechanicals come clanging on over that hill, where will you be? Cowering beneath your cot? Or standing, shoulder to shoulder with the resistance? I've been gathering up a war chest over the years. Saltuna cans, mostly. Some Spacer's Chaw. A few bit carts. I'll reward you for your aid. Enlistment fees. Yeah, I suppose. Wouldn't want to give the Resistance a bad name. They have sent a scout, prowling around the junkyard.
Oh, he wants me to go kill that poor little robot that's
This
lost.
scout must not be permitted to return to its base of operations. Cross it off, then report back. Mechanical's got a weak spot in their midsections. I think the technical term is, the blue glowy square thing.
Cool.
When I was little, we'd get freighters in every Sunday noon. Now they only come but once a month. I love the wind here.
This is perfect. Because it's a shame I can't modify old reliable. I will be back, dude. Okay, can't go into the water. Oh, I really thought that there would be some more stuff down there, other than just some couple of treasures. Treasure chests. That worked out really well. Oh, I was hoping this would be one of those things I was looking for. Where'd the dog go? Rolled downhill.
Aw, he ain't no threat. Bet I could fix him up.
Searching for repair bay. Error. Navigation systems failed. Unable to comply.
I could probably fix that. I mean, if you wanted me to. Take your time. You need help, just give a yell. A metaphorical yell. If you yell for reals, you're liable to spook them. Yep, I see the problem. His nav mod got dislodged. Must have taken a tumble. Just gotta give it a good push and wait for the click. There we go. Jeremy's good as new. Well, new by Spacer's Choice standards anyhow. His name's Jeremy, by the by.
Navigation systems operational. Optimal path toward repair bay detected. Initiating self-diagnostics.
On account of I fixed him. And he's Jeremy on account of his helmet. It's like Jeremy, the officer in True Romantic Tales of the Space Guard. Absolutely. I make a point to watch every Tuesday night. Be more careful out there, Jeremy.
Self-diagnostics initiated. Please do not disturb.
Well, we'll see what happens with that. Oh. Many apologies.
Don't mess with us.
Oh.
That's the last of them.
Love all this ammunition they're giving me. We're gonna go clear out those other primals up there with our newfound super gun. All right. What is up here? I definitely feel like something's up here.
You can see the whole world from here.
Oh, oops. There we go. Combat definitely got easier with this gun. Now I'm not so worried about the primals all the time. This thing really is super badass. As long as I'm killing the humans. Yeah. They're not gonna. What is Parvati's weapon specializations anyway? So I guess I could just give her anything. Ranged.
Wow, not even a scratch.
Hell yeah. Wow, this had a lot of junk. Oh, Jesus. That's the geothermal plant, which I don't think I've actually gone inside yet. I mostly just skirted around it. All this theft. So nice. All these things, they belong to me now.
Something I can help you with? Fresh off the limb, and that includes canid meat.
Oh, nice. Very good. Oh. See, that's a cool thing right there. Those will all be weapon parts. Those will be armor parts. There's some junk. Hold on to everything else. Yeah, we'll sell that. This thing's fucking magical. Alright. I guess I can start collecting other other medical things. I was hoping for a meaningful conversation with that chicken. I clearly haven't robbed this place blind. We closed that. Oh, you fucking ass. Why don't you get out of here, huh? I want to get in here. I need you to leave. Maybe we'll come back in a moment.
Oh, that's nice. He used to follow me around before he left the cannery.
That's what I'm talking about. Alright, companion, get in here.
Done.
See, that was good. That was worth my 1 second. Oh, look at that.
Any luck finding one of those manuals? Whoa, Miss Parvati. Hey, you're, what, how are you? Hi.
Oh, he has a crush.
Are you, are things safe out here? How are you keeping?
Great, just great. I've been trying to keep stuff running, just like you. Only I'm not so... Wait, they didn't kick you out, did they?
Oh gosh, no, I'm just along with this fella here.
No kidding. Really? Well, which one? Look at that. Building a computing machine out of Spectrum potatoes, a primer. I'm just glad it survived all these years. I appreciate you going through all that trouble. One datapad's enough to guide me down my newfound path. Just remember, I got something saved for you if you find me all three.
What was that so?
Well, don't keep me in suspense. Ain't that just ironical? If I'd worked a little longer back at the cannery, I might have found this myself. 2 whole datapads? Be still my beating heart. Oh, almost forgot your payment. Sure, I'd be glad to take them off your hands.
Something you need? He's just interested in fixing stuff. He always used to follow me around, asking me to explain what I was doing. Like a puppy, kinda. I'm just glad he's alive. That he's okay. I mean, when Mr. Thompson said he was fired, we all expected the worst. If he wants to learn about engineering, we should help him get those data pads he wants. I'd like to do that for him. You mean about the mission being too clean? I know, but Vicar says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, been used by folk. The machine Vicar sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass. Fixing the universe is a job for somebody way better than the likes of me. There was a kind of a thing with a vending machine when I was 12. Sure, but folks got long memories around here. I've always been good with my hands, right? So I saw a lock on the machine and thought, oh, this must be how they refill it. But I had to know. So I did my thing, and next thing I know, there's a couple hundred bottles of Zero G rolling out the front door and into the road.
Oops.
It's not funny. Right about then, a bunch of loaders came rolling in the gate, fresh off the Saltuna ships. And Mr. Thompson was up on the porch making a speech about how everyone would have to volunteer a third shift to get it all canned. Anyhow, you ever seen an auto loader run over a bottle of Zero G? Exploded all over Mr. Thompson. One bottle after another as the loaders went by. I was just shy of working age, so Dad had to pay all the damages. Rose still angry at me. I can laugh about it now, but I just about puked up my guts in terror in the moment. That's the one time I ever made Mr. Thompson look a fool.
I've already been in that.
Oh gosh, it's so pretty.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear? I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers.
Yeah, definitely
But
strange.
yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned. Reed Thompson? You here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then? I can't say I blame you. Reed is positively soporific. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves. He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans? Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do. A hero to the people who matter. To us. To the ones who come around. To the ones you save. Reed will never understand. He has been too long inebriated on the wine of corporate culture. All he sees is productivity, output, profits. Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows and thrives. You bring power to Reed's town and you'll be killing us. Reed knows it. He's counting on it. You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever scraps spacers.
I mean, the obvious choice
You know
is
that's
to
true,
divert
don't you,
power
Miss
away from
Holcomb?
Edgewater.
Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them. I trust you will listen to your conscience.
This is a little doodad. Well, I ought to go settle up with Silas first. It should be on this side.
Hey, Miss Parvati. Come for a visit? Lovely to see you about, Miss Parvati.
Things going all right, Silas?
Been keeping him careful and true, miss. Best to ask her yourself.
My dad's buried here. Silas watches over him when I can't leave the house. Oh. Well, thanks.
Something I can do for you? You run into any trouble? Reliable work from a freelancer. That's gonna take some getting used to. And I'll buy you a drink sometime. Suppose you've earned it. One good turn deserves another. Abernathy was sick? With the plague? That's disgusting. I shook hands with the guy. What? No. If I knew he was sick, I would have had him reported.
Oops.
I needed his fees because of his name. A, for Abernathy. He was at the top of my list, you see? Yeah? You could look at it that way, I suppose. You could look at us and say, those Edgewater saps lost near every soul to plague. But you'd be wrong. We're survivors. Loyal company folk, braving the wilds. Every now and again, a virulent plague sweeps through our town. That's life on the frontier, I suppose. A body grows accustomed.
I don't think that it does.
Something you need?
We gotta go over to the spaceport and talk to that other dude. We still gotta go inside there and give up some other stuff. Did I already hollow this place out? Looks like I did. Yeah, most certainly. He's probably not going to be real happy with me.
Bring us honor, soldier. You beat that scout to scrap with its own legs? Pulled its arms to cables out its head?
I'm just going to lie to him.
Actually, don't tell me. Rather use my imagination. You're a passing fair soldier, I will confess. But you are one, and the enemy is legion. What you need is an equalizer, a weapon to strike fear in their cold, mechanical hearts.
Yeah.
Cantina, lavatory, behind one of the toilets. That's where I've kept it hidden all these years.
You fucking with me.
Sharp, ain't it? The lavatory is the very last place a mechanical has need to enter.
His logic is sound.
On the double, soldier. Don't want the bartender poking around in there with a mop.
Yeah.
Great work.
Well, don't mind me, just, you know, moping around here. I don't need those that bad right now.
Hey, that's impressive.
Do like using lockpick. Ooh. Underneath this thing. Mega Sprat was kind of serious. Oh, nice. Even nicer. I was honestly not expecting the Mega Sprat to be so powerful. He was pretty exceptional. If I was expecting it to be that powerful, I probably would have opened up with the machine gun first anyway. Oh, Jesus. All sorts of fun stuff laying around. If I remember correctly, there's the lavatory in here? No. So the offices, right? This is office 2. Yep. And I've already robbed them thoroughly blind, I do believe. This ain't it. Wait, did he say the old cannery? Oh, cantina. Derp derp. But I think that.
Hey, you hear about Wilson?
No. Fuck with that house still. Oh, hell yeah. And it isn't even stealing. These all just belong to me now.
Hey, that's... If you're hungry, I could open up a can of something.
Oh, this is her house. Oh, yes.
My dad's... It's an office.
Yes.
Just my office.
Yep. I'll just be borrowing all your shit here. Aw. That's really sad. Totally on board with Operation. Completely fuck this place over. Just need to drain every bit of money and experience out of it as I can. Yeah, that's nice.
I don't like coming out here. Streets there.
So there should be 2 volumes in the cannery? Is that what I'm seeing? There's literally 2 offices here. This isn't an office. There's this office right here. I could have swore this is where I found the other one. The one I found in the cannery was like on that desk. I wasn't in an office. This isn't an office, this is a break room. I've already cleaned it out. Oh my fucking god. I found it in the cannery. Don't worry, that'll heal right up.
Friend of mine died a couple weeks back.
Let's look in
This is
here.
where the magic happens. Well, science. But it still happens here.
Maybe the... Okay. Oh, man.
Friend of mine died a couple weeks back.
Stop running in the house, dear.
I've got some time. Thanks. I'll see to it that this medicine gets to the people who need it. Here, something for your trouble. Nothing personal, but I hope we never do business together again. Don't want to make a habit of consorting with smuggler types. And there it is. The reason I don't like depending on a criminal. I kept a little contingency fee in case you decided to shake me down.
Yeah.
Somebody deserving. Silas on account of him being out in the cold. Amelia seeing how she's around people all the time. Anybody in the sick room? Oh, I'm an actuary. That means I keep tabs on a worker's living expenses. How much it costs to feed, clothe, shelter, bury, and replace your average human worker. Technically, I'm employed by the Spacer's Choice Department of Human Resources.
Well, that's what she gets for being kind of, sort of rude to me.
Keep your distance, friend. Sick house is no place for a traveler.
I would argue it's a great place for a traveler. There's dead people in here. And they have things. They must be shooting at these little dudes. One mag pack and one Adreno's not worth that idiot. There you go, gun it down. I didn't see where he killed that other one.
You're not a big drinker, are you?
Oh no, they super drinker. I need all this. Alright, we're getting there. See, I'm kind of thinking that module I picked up in the cannery probably was the one that belonged to Parvati's dad. So I can't help but wonder
I've been feeling pretty low these days.
what his other ones are, rather. Doc Maybell. Bertie Cotton.
I've never actually been in here. Seemed scary from the outside.
Huh? Welcome to the Spacer's Choice Constabulary. We are Halcyon's leading brand.
I do
in
like the
frontier
dialogue
justice.
system. It reminds me
The
a lot
office
of
is writing up promotion.
Vegas. Well, like,
Purchase
you know,
free criminal investigations and the fourth wave
first
soon.
Fallout games that Bethesda did. Well, Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, which Obsidian did.
As a Spacer's Choice constable, I am authorized to grant you legal authority toward apprehending wanted criminals. Know how to carry yourself in a fight? I've got bounties out for these 3 marauders. Cross them off and bring me their fingers. Just 1 per marauder, please. I'll dust off the old fingerprint roller. As long as your questions fall within the acceptable margins of curiosity. His likeness decorates many a wanted poster. Do you have any relevant information about this individual?
We're not going to talk about that.
Been eating nothing but salt tuna for a year.
I know how you feel.
Journal. Alright, so I need to figure out this one. Okay. So it's not in the cannery. I like how that just sound popped in out of nowhere. I was kind of hoping I'd find someone bad down here.
always wanted to poke around in here.
Poke around, we will.
Clinic invest.
Watch out!
I ain't even worried about it.
Nice one!
Dummy, stay out of my way.
Bouncing off! Woo! We made it!
My shit ain't bouncing off. Huh. Well, that's neat.
Nice.
A lot of stuff around here for me to just have. I've already replenished most of my ammo back from that fight. That's... really feel like I should be going up here. I think stolen out of everything I can steal out of. Oh, yeah, these are. Time to go inside and steal out of here. Oh, whoa, hold on. Gotta make sure we're not missing nothing. Anything, rather. Maybe we'll take this back door.
The control room should be ahead somewhere and a touch to the right. Don't mess with us! Nice one!
fight. Investigate.
Oh, I meant to go back to Ludwig already. Oops. Repair bay. Of course, yeah. Let's go wandering around upstairs.
Done.
Wow, yeah. Spacer's Choice. What a bunch of pieces of shit. Not obviously the people that work for them, but just the board. Their whole culture's all fucked. I feel the need to get into every nook I can. See, I'm definitely hesitant to just reroute power. Because I really don't want the whole settlement to just be like, nah, bro. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, wait. No, I can get a security key. I mean, we'll do it. Because that's probably some good experience right there.
Great work.
Not as good as I'd hoped. And it took 5 of the things. We'll call it 3 now.
Gosh, that's clever.
Oh. Guess I've found the passcode at some point. Well, they gave me a passcode.
I'm off.
There we go. One second. Just had to quieten things up a little bit.
System.
Okay. Not sure what that did.
Self-diagnostics complete. Navigation systems operational. Combat systems operational. It's not the best choice. It's the Spacer's choice. All systems fully operational. Return journey successfully completed. Spacer's Choice would like to thank you for complying with your duties. Hostile actions towards Spacer's Choice mechanics are contrary to logical directive. Conclusion: all hostile
Jeremy, my boy.
automechanicals must be defective in compliance with Spacer's Choice policy. All defective automechanicals must be permanently dismantled. Please allow me to assist.
Fuck yes.
Affirmative. Mechanicide protocols loaded. Awaiting confirmation.
Yeah. Chester's passcode.
Go away, Phantom! No, just leave me alone! Not real. You're not real. You're not real. You're not real. Get away from me, Phantom. Shoot. Scram. You can talk? The Phantom's never talked before. I knew I shouldn't have eaten that sprat raw. See, Higgins? This is why you must always boil your sprats before ingesting. course. Do excuse me. I experienced brief flashes of mania during which I am visited by the phantoms of my imagination.
Nice.
Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for definitely not insane. I use it as a reminder.
Is that so?
Oh, Higgins has been many things over the years. Sprat Wrangler, Saltuna critic, Aetherwave personality, chairman of the board, galactic defender, Sisty Pig tycoon. I've come a long way for someone who started off as a simple engineer right here in this plant. I specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries, repaired them, maintained, upgraded, did it all from my old workroom just over in the next section. Look, I don't want to fall into any trouble with the mechanicals. If they wise up to our plans, they will come for us. With prodding irons. Ironic deaths are the worst. You made your point. I'll help you. I discovered a flaw. Their hostility levels were hardwired to maximum. There's no changing that, but you could rewrite their targeting protocol so they attack each other instead. Yes, that's exactly it. I see you're also versed in the noble art of mechanical engineering. There's a behavior control terminal in the other room. It should have options to change how the mechanicals act, including whom they shoot at. Oh, that reminds me. You'll need my passcode to access the behavior control terminal. Here, let me just write it down for you. The tail. Definitely start with the tail. If you're feeling adventurous, the ears are a particular delicacy. Jimmy'd opened the vending machines. That lasted a good couple of months. Eventually, I had to resort to more unconventional means of filling my insides. Braised, boiled, charred, skewered. Sprats are good eating, friend. Chock full of brain food. Mechanicals lost their bolts. Opened fire on anything that moved. It was pandemonium. I was on cleaning duty at the time. My old boss had me scrubbing pipes when the killing started. So, as usual, I missed out.
Oh, man. And that was the third and final little book thing. Definitely would say that wasn't worth the walk if it weren't for my hoarding habits.
Nicely done. Mind the steam. You're liable to get scalded.
Oh, ouch. I think that was Jeremy killing stuff. I was just so excited to be a part of it.
Rose searching.
Here they come! Don't mess with us. Down they go! That's the last of them.
I mean, I have technically repaired all of, or reprogrammed all of them, except for little Jeremy here. I'm honestly thinking I'm gonna come out of this place with, I'm now having more ammo than I did when I came in. Yeah. Oh. I still want to go mess with the computer. Oh. There we go. Perfect. It didn't do anything, but you know, it was the thought that counted.
Once we do this, there's no going back. Hey, mister? Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do? I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished. Well, that sure sounds like Mr. Thompson. If he was standing here, I imagine he'd remind us of how we're all one big, happy Spacer's Choice family. In Mr. Thompson's eyes, those deserters are still part of the Spacer's Choice family. The family must work together in order to survive. I hate to say it, but I think Mr. Thompson's got a point. Unless those deserters come back, Edgewater's as good as dead. Cutting off their power might be the only way. Miss McDevitt's built something beautiful. Somehow, she's talked the ground into giving life again. It's plain to see she's made the Vale a better place. Fed the hungry, tended the sick. Gave a home to those that had none. But Miss McDevitt delights in Edgewater's suffering. She wants to hurt the town. Do you really want to be
The
part
town
of
is
that
so
kind of
fucked
hatred?
up, though.
Sorry, I didn't mean to babble on like that. I felt like I had to say something. Really? I mean, wow. Thanks. No one's ever told me those words in that order.
I think before I make a decision, it's going to be important to complete those other quests I have. So I'm going to run along and go do that right quick. So I need to talk to Space Boy, the deserter boy.
And you guys will be putting this in your bed tonight. So try not to make it any messier.
83. Well, first, we'll get rid of some of this stuff here.
Something I can help you with? Fresh off the limb. And that includes canid meat.
Yes. So I'm looking at stuff that just heals me. I don't think there's really anything more than just the Adreno. Lots of junk to sell. Well, that's the door I need to unlock up there.
Any luck finding one of those manuals? No kidding. Really?
The last one, silly goose.
The geothermal plant? Now that is just incredible. You really went exploring down there? Adelaide always told us it was swarming with hostile mechanicals. That's a complete set. All 3 parts. I'm gonna be the greatest engineer Halcyon's ever seen. Aside from you, Ms. Parvati. I swear, I'll do you proud.
I'm glad we could help, Thomas.
I've been saving something for you. Just a little contraption I found. Should fit right into your outfit.
I like how all the things have like all sorts of different little
Bring us honor, soldier. Feast your eyes, soldier. This here is a genuine Spacer's Choice injury customizing unit, designed to deliver a lethal blast of electrical discharge. I call it the Hand of the Law. You ever want to see a mechanical flailing around like a grounded fish? You stick a couple thousand volts in its guts. Compliments from old Ludwig. Fun. This ain't some quarterly performance review, soldier. Ours is a grave and sacred duty. Time's come for you to journey down into the black heart of the enemy's camp. I'm talking about the old geothermal plant. Unfortunately, the old plant lies outside my board-given jurisdiction. You'll need to get a passcode from the boss, Reed Thompson. I've been after a passcode for years. Boss said no on account of my gross incompetence with all matters related to security. I need you to get us the brain of a mechanical. Well, not exactly a brain. Anatomically speaking, what we're looking for is a logic module. Bang up work, soldier. You're a credit to your uniform. Oh, that reminds me. Gotta look into getting us a uniform. So this is it then. The key to humanity's victory over the mechanical hordes.
Damn.
I would reward you with the gratitude of the resistance, but I'm guessing you want something tactile. So here's a couple bits for your trouble, and a little something to remember me by.
Oh, painful. I got some plans for that, for sure. I wonder if I can have both of my companions with me. Actually, I'm assuming that he's not here right now. Those would be crew quarters. Alright, journal. Oops. So I gotta get those.
Oh, wow. If I'd been able to get out here, I so would have stripped this for parts.
Well, I'm really glad that maybe she wasn't. Man, as shitty as fucking Edgewater is, I don't want to kill all the people on it. Alright, that's what I'm fucking talking about. Easy peasy. Just go to each place here, steamroll them. That fucking big asshole. Of course, I've already ransacked this place.
That's the last of them. Here they come. Nice one.
Blown to pieces. Ooh boy. They do chew up some ammo. The little children are very spoiled, so they behave erratically. By erratically, I mean they're just totally spoiled bums. But they're children, so that's okay. Oops.
Everyone all right?
Nice. Oh, hey. I wonder if there's a heavy machine gun. I imagine there probably is. That would suit my tastes much more than the grenade launcher does.
Nice one. That's the last of them.
Wait a minute. I guess I blew him into pieces. Makes more sense now. What's up here? Ooh.
Here they come. Try something else. That's the last of them.
Got some of the little ones in the cave here. sorted that out. I really thought there'd be more stuff there. Always a little disappointing when you go in and you think that maybe it's supposed to be kind of a hard fight, and then, like, it's totally not. But it could have been.
I don't know anybody who ever came out this tough.
Ow. That was actually a pretty tough fight. By tough, it's just like they did a lot of fucking damage. See, that's what I'm talking about. I just don't really want to be dressed up as a marauder because it makes people upset. I guess I don't really care though. It's on one dude's parts.
What I wouldn't do for a Wentworth. I'm great at clarifying.
Okay, I got to turn in all those fingers. Before I do that, I think there was another quest to pick up here. Yeah. It says at 13. This would be 16. It doesn't even have things on it.
Thought I told you to move along. Armed strangers wandering into my camp for one. Some of my camp wandering out for another. You want to try standing outside in the heat, keeping your sights open for the next Marauder raid?
No.
No, I'm sorry. That was unworthy of me. Lady named Zoe went missing some nights ago. Just up and vanished without a trace. Now I'm pacing around wondering if marauders got to him.
Oh boy.
Thank the Eternal. Wait, Marauder Kim. Is she all right? Getting along. What? Sitting around a campfire telling stories? If you could bring her home, I'd be obliged. And if you could cross off some marauders on the way, I'd be much obliged. I'll tell you what I can. Well, enough to know we never got on. Zoe and Stefan were close. If anybody knows the workings of her mind, he does. She was lazy and thoughtless, but she's still one of our own. What is it?
Alright. Let's go talk to old Stevie Boy. Plus, we got some shit we can sell anyway. I think this is him.
Something I can help you with? You mean Zoe? Yeah, we were pretty close. Not like her to go loping off. Zoe and I were gonna watch the serials, as is our custom. She never turned up. I looked around, but she was nowhere to be found. You sound like some type of corporate fixer asking all these questions. Zoe was always obsessed with the serial. Masked Marketeer. A scion of Byzantium turns to banditry and teaches his marauder companions the wisdom of free market economics. Shame she up and vanished when she did. I had a surprise lined up for her. The other day, I got my hands on a genuine copy of the latest Masked Marketeer. I was gonna surprise Zoe with it, but she was gone the next day. Not much of a chance, no. Mind if I ask why you're interested? Zoe's living with marauders? Yeah, that sounds like the sort of sideways, sprat-brained plan Zoe'd come up with. Yeah, it could be you're telling the truth. Or maybe you're trying to wheedle me into relinquishing my only copy of the Masked Marketeer. It's a collector's edition after all. Yeah, you're probably right. A true fan would have displayed a gleam in their eye upon hearing the words collector's edition. Here you go. Latest copy of the Masked Marketeer. Tell Zoe we're all waiting on her. I'll help if I can.
Actually, that's it.
Something I can help you with? Fresh off the limb, and that includes canid meat.
You know, sell that. Do I have any Magnum? Yeah. So literally just straight east here, that's where Zoe's at. Zoe.
What I wouldn't do for a Wentworth. Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks, but I'm not going anywhere. This is where I belong. So, you tracked me down just to gab about the mass marketeer? I am impressed. I see what's going on here. I'm being bribed. Well, it's working. I can't say no to my favorite cereal. I'll take my stuff and head on back, I suppose. Grace is gonna be glaring knives at me, so I've got that to look forward to.
Just fast travel back to the camp right there.
What is it? We didn't always get along, but I'm glad to know she's safe. What happened, anyway? Zoe joined up with a band of marauders. Zoe. The same Zoe who doesn't know a barrel from a trigger. Well, I've heard stranger things. You pretty much did my job for me. Least I could do is pay you for your trouble.
Finally, someone
Let me
recognizes
know
it.
if I can do something for you.
Go to the constable and then the geothermal. But I can't help but think, like, some of these other key items I have. Okay.
A friend of mine died a couple weeks back.
Something to report? We pay by the finger. What do you have for me? Gil Antrim. Real name, Guillaume. Duly processed by a freelancer on behalf of Spacer's Choice. I remember him. I was just a kid last I saw him. Shame. I'll just need your signature here, 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 and here. Got any more fingers for me? Mabel Burgess. Age 37. Right or left-handed? Let's just say no longer applicable. I remember Doc Burgess. Conducted my physical every fiscal quarter. Guess she couldn't keep her hands off her patient's medicine. Still one outstanding bounty. If you've got a finger, I've got the paperwork.
And I do.
Here we are. Bertie Cotton. Cause of death. Let's just say overwhelming physical trauma. Bert was the local preacher before Max took over. Always was quick to remind us that we all get what we deserve in the end. Well, that's all three. I must remember to requisition some more fingerprint ink. Here's all the compensation you've earned, plus a bonus. You've done such a bang-up job hunting down our former workers that I thought it only proper to deputize you. Congratulations. Let me stop you there. It is official Spacer's Choice policy that all Marauders, regardless of prior affiliation to the Spacer's Choice brand, no longer qualify as our people. Ever since the company first settled the Vale. Life's good out here, but it ain't easy. Some folk can't keep pace with the demands of frontier life. Not everyone's cut out to work in Edgewater. Some turn deserter, some turn marauder. None of them get my sympathy. Uh-huh. I recall young Eugene. Good kid. Nice smile. Fussy about his health, though. Took a little too much adrenatime. That'll do a number on your brain matter. Says so right on the warning label. Violent psychosis is a well-documented and legally accounted for side effect of adrenatime. What's on your mind?
See, I want to do the tinkering. This is number 4. I think we'll go with Cheetah. Kind of funny, like, just when does she get her fucking perks?
Wish we had some better rations.
That's super gross. There we go. A little bit more pepper steppy. And honestly, yeah. It would appear as if they cleared out. Why is that sealed? Didn't it just leave to the outside?
What happened? Sprat fell into a transformer again?
Yes.
That's the thing about growing old. Your eyes start to fail. Elsewise, I would have seen you for the
Oh wait,
you are,
there we go.
chopped you into pieces and roasted you
Yeah,
on
it came
a
out
spit.
yesterday at like 6.
This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration,
The
my
new
food
Call of
will
Duty
spoil,
launched this.
and my
I
flock
think it was actually
will
last
starve.
night, and I messed around with it a little
I
bit
wanna
this
ask you
morning.
this in private, away from the
I
eyes
wanted to
of my
keep playing
flock,
this.
so they do not see me lose my temper.
No, it's on the Windows Store.
Why did you do it?
And Epic. If you're on if you got the dude, Windows has the games for Windows, or not the games for Windows, fucking like that's the Xbox Game Pass for PC. And so you pay like a couple bucks a month, and then I have this. But yeah, if you're into the Epic Store, it's on there too. I wish it was on, like, it's not gonna be on Steam for another fucking year, or else I would have got it on Steam.
You want my flock wasting their lives in that cannery? Fine. Go and talk to them. Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go back to Edgewater.
Yes, I will
This is
tell
now
them
your
that.
responsibility. And you tell Reed Thompson that I will never
I know,
return to
I know it
Edgewater.
does.
I would rather die
There's
among my
there's like
flowers than live
drug
under his
use,
management.
this stuff. One guy, he said the F word. He's like, "What the fuck is this? I can't fucking read French." I lost my fucking mind. Nope, it is single player only. It's basically, well, it's Obsidian. I don't know where I was going with that. I'm not feeling super great.
My son worked in that cannery.
Yes.
When the plague started coming, he was
Pretty
one of the
much.
first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of the story as you need to hear. As long as Reed is still in Edgewater, I will not return. Those are my terms. You offering to cross Reed off, huh? This some sort of twisted reparation for what you've done? Or you just looking for a chance to sow some chaos?
Lady, I have no
Tell
idea what
Reed
I'm
you
fucking
must.
doing.
Talk him into leaving if you can. He and I are not sharing the same four walls together. Tell Reed that I can make his people healthy again. I can end their plague. Start a new garden right in the cannery. 3 square meals for every man and woman in Edgewater. Tell him how I've made the Vale bloom again. The soil has whispered its
She might
secrets
be
to me,
insane, but I think she's
and
onto
I
something.
alone know how to breathe life back into the earth. The secret is human corpses. I've been grinding them up in my fertilizer for years. Marauder, worker, don't matter much to me. The human body is
Jesus
rich with nutrients.
Oh, man.
Edgewater Cemetery's got corpses aplenty. Enough for a generation's worth of crops.
Man.
Everybody keeps staring at me. It's not my fault the power's dead. I've been thinking about going back. I'm not much use to anybody here. I get sick thinking about working at the cannery. I can't do that again. You know something? I think you're right. The town could use another engineer, and I'm on my way to becoming one. I could do a lot of good in Edgewater. Maybe even keep a garage of my own with a little workbench and my very own toolbox.
His very own toolbox.
It's just... Adelaide's never gonna forgive me. Not in 100 years. I go crawling back to my old life in Edgewater, and I'm as good as dead to her. Are you sure about this? If we head back to Edgewater on our own, Adelaide won't come with us. She'll stay here and curse us till the end of her days.
She's a hateful old wench. Yeah, like... I have... Honestly, if I had to choose one or the other, I think I might have gone... I would have picked up Call of Duty first and this later. Just because this isn't going to change much. But Call of Duty is going to be something supported for some time. Well, for about a year. And this is single player anyway. But I technically didn't buy this. I have the games for Windows. I keep saying games for Windows. The Game Pass for Windows. So I opted in. It was like $1 a month. And I have access to like Gears 5 and shit like this. As soon as it like released. So I was like, cool. I bought Call of Duty as well.
You know where to find me.
So I'm gonna go talk to Reed and be like, Reed, get the fuck out of here, and all the deserters will come back. Oh, she's good.
This is a fine day, friend. Power flows through our town like a cool stream of water. I trust Adelaide's people have seen their way to reason. So, when can I expect them back at their posts? Then we are at an impasse. Stewardship over this town has been entrusted to me by Spacer's Choice. I am not perfect. I have made my share of mistakes. But I have done my best for this town. I have been holding this town together with both hands. You can't just expect me to leave. I am a Spacer's Choice man. My father was a Spacer's Choice man. Edgewater may not look like much to some buttoned-up freelancer, but it is my home. I don't believe you. Plague's a reality of life. Best treatment is a good work ethic. You are disparaging our parent company, and it is not appreciated. We are a Spacer's Choice Saltuna cannery. We eat Saltuna here, and only Saltuna. I don't understand. You say Adelaide's growing her own food, but that should not be possible. The soil's gone sour. Company said as much. Our own botanist couldn't grow decent crops for us, so the company got rid of him and shut down the greenhouse. You will excuse me for being skeptical. How exactly is Adelaide growing crops?
Grinding up human corpses. Yeah,
if Adelaide's found a way to
we'll
feed her
softball that
people
in.
and cure the plague, then she deserves this office more than I do. I won't stand in her way. My life here is ended. Give me a little time to settle my affairs. I'm sure Adelaide will be glad to see the back of me. couple months ago, I might have put in for a transfer. It's a big colony. Spacer's Choice has other towns. Now, I couldn't show my face in any of them. No such thing as an honorable resignation. Suppose I could find a place outside the walls, or put in for early retirement. I don't know. I could see myself lasting a week. I have always tried to do right by my town. It has never been easy.
Well, later, nerd.
Look at that. The snake's come back.
This bitch keeps talking shit.
I never thought I'd see the day that Reed Thompson abandoned his post. Suppose we all have a breaking point. Suppose it's time our flock made our way back to Edgewater. We must tend to what remains of the town and carry on with our lives as best we may. You're vexing to me, you know? Injuring us with one hand, helping us with the other. Here, I'm giving you something to leave us be. It's a ransom.
Bored.
You understand, not a reward. You're telling me you did all this just to put me in charge of Edgewater? Stranger,
Yeah, I'm
you
a
are some
fucked
kind of
up
twisted.
dude. I do all sorts of
I might
fucked up
turn that old
things.
cannery into a garden. Got ourselves a whole cemetery bursting with bodies.
Yeah, see? I like
need
to
some
see
time
that
to
shit.
gather my personals. Long walk back to Edgewater. Got a considerable burden to carry.
Later, bitch. The unreliable. I'm pretty sure I've done just about everything I can. Yeah. I didn't mess up anything. Such a smart, handsome man. So smart and handsome and smart. But most importantly, handsome and handsomer. Oh, that ain't working.
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model?
Oh, you bitch.
Gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship. Working on a real engine. Belonging to a proper crew. I'm the only decent mechanic Edgewater's got, but every time I think of going back, I get this sinking feeling. Well, it's kind of you to say that. And you're right. I wasn't happy. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves for my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think? Yes! I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, mister. Captain. I can call you Captain now. Ha! I got a captain.
Well, I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named the Unreliable. I'll just head upstairs and claim a room.
You do that. That's my favorite NPC right now.
Captain, I have detected that Edgewater's power supply is now optimal. I applaud your willingness to invest your time in the local community. What can I do for you, Captain? Do you know how to install a power regulator? Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of another catastrophic engine failure. Our engine room is located behind you, across the cargo bay, up the ladders. What can I do for you, Captain? All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities. We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Aha, there you are. Hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any, unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you. Oh, that, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Culkelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay. Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design. Cutting-edge technology, years ahead of its time. I call it the Holographic Shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters. Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
Adelaide's deserters dreamt of an independent life without board oversight. You taught them an important lesson. Never dream.
Is it time time for your regular... Your daily period of unconsciousness.
Oh, that's cool. Hmm.
I could spend hours reflecting on the secret workings of the universe. Little else in this colony offers such a relaxing pastime. So, tell me what's on your mind. I excel at confessional listening. I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous philosopher scholar who fled Terra 2 some years ago. He's an expert on Bakonu. He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If anyone in this colony could translate that book, it would be him. That's a good question. We should start on the Groundbreaker. It's where I'd go if I wanted to get off Terra 2. Great place to pick up a ride to Hephaestus, Scylla, even Monarch. All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. Their easily hackable system keeps a registry of all crew manifests for both arrivals and departures. Before I transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop certain, secular skills during my years serving a particular penitentiary flock. I meditated, led sermons, provided guidance to the inmates as needed, of course. I also played prison yard tossball and taught myself a bit about computronic security systems.
I have a feeling he wasn't just the religious leader of that prison. I think he might have been a prisoner there.
Thank you, Captain.
I think I'm gonna stop this for today. I'm gonna get some dinner, and I'll be back here in a little while. Probably do some Crawd of Duddy, but we shall see.